Dianetics. The Modern Science of Mental Health. By L. Ron Hubbard. The important note. Left out of all audiobook versions. In brief, L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, had a history and therefore is often disliked. Considered a con man, a scammer, a womanizer, a pervert, even a pedophile. And his policies, teachings and more are nothing but the rants of a madman and are wacky and invalid, and anyone who takes the time to read or follow them is shunned, cussed and often labeled an idiot, insane and more. But I see that the important note in the beginning of the book, Dianetics, the Modern Science of Mental Health, has been left out in the many audiobook versions. An important piece to understand what is heard further into the audiobook. The important note stresses that one read the important note and learn from the datum on why people who read and study fail. That one needs to learn how to study and define words to get the full understanding of what you read in the book, or any book for that matter. So for the moment, the now, let us put aside what we have read or heard about the life led by L. Ron Hubbard and put aside our opinions, our bias, our prejudice, dislikes, hate of Scientology, and see the value that the important note can bring. Important note. Be very certain you never go past a word that you do not fully understand. The only reason a person gives up a study or becomes confused or unable to learn is because he or she has gone past a word that was not understood. The confusion or inability to grasp or learn comes after a word that the person did not have defined and understood. Have you ever had the experience of coming to the end of a page and realizing you did not know what you had read? Well, somewhere earlier on that page you went past a word that you had no definition for. Here is an example. It was found that when the crepuscule arrived, the children were quieter, and when it was not present, they were much livelier. You see what happens. You think you do not understand the whole idea. But the inability to understand came directly from the one word you could not define. Crepuscule. Which means twilight or darkness. It may not only be the new and unusual words that you will have to look up. Some commonly used words can often be misdefined and so cause confusion. This datum about not going past an undefined word is the most important fact in the whole world of study. Every subject that you have taken up and abandoned had its words which you failed to get defined. Therefore, in studying, be very, very certain that you never go past a word you do not fully understand. Do not go any further, but go back to before you got into trouble, find that misunderstood word, and get it defined. Here ends the important note. Note. Words often have dual meanings. Words often have several meanings. Logically, definitions of words can be found using a good dictionary. Use a dictionary that gives 3 definitions. Strive to find the correct meaning in a dictionary you believe fits the misunderstood word to be defined. Now, using kids' toys or blocks or other objects, act out the definition using the toys or blocks or other objects to find out and fully understand the exact meaning that relates to the misunderstood word in the sentence. Dianetics. The Modern Science of Mental Health. By L. Ron Hubbard. The important note. Left out of all audiobook versions.